Hey CC lovers, today I'm going to be showing you how to turn all the great photos that you took during the summer at festivals and trips and turn them into really hip shots that you can share on your social networks, print out, or use for dorm decor. The effect we're going to be achieving today is basic vintage. Think back to all your old family photos from the 60s and the 70s that have that great contrast and faded out look. Once you have Photoshop open, select a photo that you would like to work with. Here's a sample image that I will be using. Once you have your image open, go over to your layers and unlock your background layer. Click OK. Once it's unlocked, bring down your layer to the icon next to the trash can to duplicate it. Once your layer is duplicated, you can work on adjusting the lighting to your liking. To do so, you'll need to create a new adjustment layer. Find the circle icon at the bottom and click it. Go up to Brightness and Contrast and go into the Brightness and Contrast work area. Adjust the brightness and contrast to your liking. I'm keeping my image brightness at 20 and I'm moving my contrast up to 5. Now that we've got our vintage lighting, let's work on getting our vintage coloring. Vintage photos tend to have an overall hint of yellow or brown to them from age. To do this, we'll need to go back down to the new adjustment layer icon and go up to Hue and Saturation. First, we're going to click Colorize to make sure that the color is evenly dispersed amongst our image. And then we're going to go up to Hue and shoot for a color that's in between orange and brown. And bring up the saturation as well so that you can see exactly what this color will look like. That looks about right. Now we're going to go back to opacity and drop it down to 20%. You can already see we've got this great 60s, 70s vibe going on with our image. Now for the fun part. Grab your paintbrush and go down to the color picking area. Shoot for a yellow hue and click OK. Also, make sure that you're on the layer copy. And now paint directly onto your image. I like to go for the edges because it gives it that natural aged look. Next, shoot for a pink hue and add little accents of it here and there on your image. I also like to incorporate a cream and add it to the middle of an image to give it that aged, faded out look. And now we're going to go back to opacity and drop it down to 5%. It's subtle, but it definitely makes a difference. Now for the finishing touches. To get that great vignette, we're going to right-click on the original layer and convert it to a smart object. Once it's a smart object, you go over to Filter and click Lens Correction. Once the Lens Correction window is open, you go over to Custom, go down to Vignette, and increase the amount. You can go all the way from this really strong vignette to something a little bit more natural and believable. I stick within the range of 50 and 45. I'm setting mine to 47. Now click OK. And now you can see you've got this great vignette. And now for the final touch. To get the grainy look, you'll go to Filter, click Noise, and Add Noise. I have mine set to 4.8, but you can increase it or decrease it to your liking. I'll set it to 9.51 just so you can see what the noise would look like. And there you go. You've got this great throwback image that you created with Photoshop. You can use this tutorial to create your own DIY Polaroids by using simple blank 3x5 cards or photo cardstock. Blow up your photos for quick dorm decor, or take your favorite scenic shots from the summer and print them onto transfer paper and onto a canvas bag for a sweet 2012 school year accessory. That's it. Now you have the skills to create whatever vintage-inspired photo or project that you'd like to create using Adobe Photoshop.